for being here. I'm so excited for today. So I went a little overboard with this training. I've been doing webinars for, I've done webinars before, but really for the last couple of months since COVID. And I feel like the more that I do them, the more that I want to share with you guys. So I would highly, highly recommend before we get started, like make sure you guys aren't going to get distracted by anything. Make sure you guys have a pen and paper because I'm going to be going through this pretty quickly and there's a lot of information. So I definitely don't want you guys to miss on anything, especially just some of the strategies that we're going to be talking about today. So hello, Stephanie. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Ashley, Cecilia, Dayton, Denise, Hannah, two Hannahs, Honey Tan. Cool. So I am just going to wait for a couple of minutes so that way everyone can pop on because I have to actually manually admit everybody because there's been some crazy stuff going on with Zoom. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but we won't go into that situation right now. A lot of security measures going on with them. Hello, Kai. Good to see you. Thank you. So just some housekeeping rules really quick. It's 12:01 right now, so I want to get started pretty soon here. Just make sure, again, that you guys are able to hear me. You guys can hear me, right? Cool. And if you guys are new to Zoom, it's pretty easy to use, but there's a chat box all the way at the bottom of your screen. If you click on that, you should be able to engage during the entire session. And if I don't get back to you right away, don't worry, I will get back to you. I read through all of the comments afterwards in case I missed anything, but we'll have hopefully some time for Q&A at the end. I think we will. I usually really try to make that happen because I want to make sure that you guys get your questions answered. Hello, Alex. Hello, Crystal, Brandy, Tatum. Hi, Shonda. Oh, hi, Charity. So cool to see you guys. All right, so again, just some housekeeping rules. Make sure you guys don't get distracted. Get a pen and a paper. I'm going to be going through this pretty quickly. If you guys have any questions, use the chat box at the bottom to ask any questions that you guys want. I'll be asking you guys questions throughout the time too, so please engage. And you never know like who you're going to meet here. So it's not just like, I love doing these because we get to connect and I get to teach you guys some things and that kind of thing. But there's also opportunity for you guys to network with other Sunless artists, and you just never know. You never know who you're going to meet on these things. So it's really cool. Katie says, hey, just eating and I'll turn my camera on in a minute. Cool. Sounds good. Hi, Crystal. Thank you guys so much. So let's just make sure everything's working right. If you guys want to just go ahead and pop in the chat box, let me know who you are, where you're from, and what your business name is. You can even drop your Instagram handle. And we will go ahead and get started right after that. Ambria says, I turned on my knob since I'm working out, not trying to bounce on everyone's screen. Hello. Hi, Crystal. Welcome, welcome. So exciting. Denise Buck from Nash Tans in Nashville. What's up? Nashville is amazing. I love Nashville. Alyssa with Twilight Tans. We got Tara from Dallas, Texas, Dark Intentions, Alex from Washington, Stephanie from Ventura County. You are very close to me. Katrina from Sunless Tan, Chicago. Star from Altitude Tan, Ambria from Missouri. Laura with Always Tan in Oklahoma. Crystal from Hawaiian Tan in North Carolina. Jennifer with Honey Tan in California. Rachel from Color Me Bronze Tanning in Central Cali. Cool. Jeannie from Contour Tan in Fort Worth. Love it. Katie from Vancouver. Woo woo. Megan from Los Angeles. Tatum from San Rafael, California. Bree with Soul Sisters, Idaho. Cool. Sabrina from Canada. Kaylee from Oklahoma. Sarah from Northern Cali. Hannah from Michigan. Boise, Idaho. Cool. There's so many of you guys. I'm so excited. So another question for you, just so I know who you guys are and get an idea of like who I'm serving today. How long have you been in the industry? How long have you been in the Sunless industry? Illusion Spa, 6 years, 2 years, 5 years, 14 years, 15 years. Oh my gosh, just starting. Cool. 3.5 years. since COVID, okay? 2.5 years, 4 years, 5 months, a year and a bit. Very, very cool. So we have people from all over the place in all different aspects of their, or like timelines of their business. We got beginners, we got some people that have had a couple of years, and then people all the way, I think the longest person was 15 years. 2009, okay, we got somebody in here that is definitely a veteran. I love that. So cool. Okay, 8 years, but seriously for the past 3. Cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen with you guys. Let's see. I feel really bad for people who are late because they're probably not going to be able to join us. So I will make sure to record this. And all right. So can you guys see this? Can I see a thumbs up if you guys are able to see free webinar? Perfect. Thank you guys. So I'm going to be popping back and forth between this and the chat, so long as I have time to do that. But again, at the very end, we'll be able to connect and do some Q&A. I will make sure that that happens because it's really important for me, and I'm sure for you guys as well. So like I said, a lot of information on here. Please try not to get overwhelmed. We have a couple of different trainers that, you know, gave us some advice, and I also implemented my own strategies, of course, and my tips and things like that in here, because the goal here for us today is to really learn how to grow your Sunless business. It's to make more money, okay? I don't know about you, but I think one of the main reasons why I got into business was to have financial freedom. So if you guys are like me, can you guys let me know in the chat, is that something that interests you? Like, are you here to learn about how you can make more money in your Sunless business? Because if that is the case, you are in the right spot. And I really want to help you guys get there, because for me personally, I know some people get really weird when it comes to money talk, but I don't know why. It shouldn't be taboo. It should be something that we're really proud of, because it's a measurement of how hard we're working. That's the way that I see it. So I really want to help you guys make more money. I love seeing that everybody is saying, yes, 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 sounds good to me. Yes, I wanted to work for myself. Absolutely. More money. Yes. I see you guys. I feel you. Like, I am just like you guys. There's nothing different about me than you guys going into this and really trying to make something out of what you're passionate about. So I am so excited. I get like goosebumps every time I do these webinars because, well, one, I've been in quarantine for like ever. And so this is like my way to connect with people, but also I really love to teach and I love to connect with you guys and see where you guys are at in business and help you guys grow. Katrina says, spray tans aren't just cutting it anymore. I need some new ideas. Yes, girl. Okay, cool. So today we're going to talk about that. A lot of what people, I think about Sunless artists, they want to learn so badly about technique, right? They want to learn about how to do the perfect tan, how to pick the perfect solution. And while that is really important, I know from experience and from training women all around the world, thousands of women, that is just one piece of the puzzle. Like, you can have the best solution and you can be the absolute best artist in the entire world. But if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to market yourself, if you don't know how to be an actual business owner as opposed to just an artist, you are not going to have as much success as you deserve. So today we're really going to dive into that part of it. And I will talk a little bit about technique, but this is mostly about income generating tips, how to make you guys more money so that way you guys can feel solid through COVID, through the rest of COVID, through next year and beyond, because all of these strategies can be used currently, right now, today and beyond. So today, allocate about an hour and a half of time so that way we can stick through this together, because at the end, I really want you guys to be present throughout the entire presentation. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so I spent hours and hours putting this together for you. If you guys don't know who I am, hello, my name is Kelly Callaghan. I'm a licensed esthetician here in, I want to say San Diego, but I actually just moved to Temecula, which is an hour away. I'm the founder of Spray Tan Class and the creator of Obsidian Sunless, if you guys have heard of that solution. I have been able to grow my mobile spray tanning business from literally the last $2,000 that I invested into my business to $500,000, which is what it is today. So at this point, I no longer do sprays in the salon. I'm an international sunless educator and speaker. I just sold my salon during COVID because it was no longer in alignment with what I wanted to do, which we'll talk a little bit about later, and just finding out like what works for you, because everyone is on a different path. Everyone is a little bit different. And the great thing about entrepreneurship is that you can do anything that you want to do. I'm also a live event and podcast host for the podcast called Beauty Business Babe. If you guys have heard of Wake Up to Level Up, it's the same thing. We just renamed and rebranded. And I am a current psychology student and hoping to get my doctorate of psychology in 2024. So I am a lover of all things that help empower women through marketing, mindset, and business. And that's really what we're going to be focusing in on today, because I think for me personally, those are the three things that have been able to help me elevate from literally not knowing anything in the beginning to a $500,000 business. So yes, so excited. Let's go ahead and talk about what you guys can expect today. So again, I want to thank you guys for being here, because I know it's Sunday. You guys can be doing whatever you guys want to be doing. I really appreciate it. I take your time, very seriously. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you as much value as possible. So again, throughout this whole time, please let me know if you guys have any questions, if you need clarification or anything like that. I'm here to help you guys. So today we're going to be talking about squashing the excuses of 2020, of COVID. Like, we're just going to talk about it because it's here. It's like, the pink elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about anymore, but it's something that I think is really important to address, because a lot of us have fears around the future, around what's going on currently, closures, things like that. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and hash out some of the misconceptions that we have going on around like why we can't be successful through this time, because I'm a true believer that no matter what, we can still be successful. I'm going to talk about 5 tips and steps to create more money now, tips and tricks on how to create a 5-star experience every single time for your clients, marketing your business like a boss. And then at the very end, we're going to just kind of bring everything together and talk about how you guys can create your dream sunless business. So I want to know right now, if you guys are in a place, obviously you guys have your businesses, right? You guys are maybe mobile in a salon. You guys have an in-home studio. I want to know in the chat box, are you guys making the money that you want to make? Are you guys making the money that you guys want to make? Are you, at that place where you're like, yes, financial freedom. I'm so excited. Like, I don't have to worry about where my next client's coming from. I don't have to worry about bookings. I have an abundance of clients and I am not worried about it. Never enough, Rachel. I love it. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Not yet. I like that. I like that. I feel like I'm starting over, Tayden says. Never, Janessa. Janessa, hello, welcome. Yes, unfortunately not at this time. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of us feel the same way as some of you guys are mentioning right now, where it's like, I'm just starting over, right? Like, I'm just starting over. COVID really put a wrench, threw a wrench in my plans. And I want to make sure that we understand that we have the power to get through this. And I'm going to give you some hope and inspiration today on how that's possible, because from my own perspective and my own experience going and growing through COVID, while we had to shut down twice in California and I was the owner of the business throughout that time, I was able to find other ways on how I could make money. And with that, a lot of things were born, and so I want to give that inspiration to you, because now I've been able to make more money within the last couple of months since COVID than I have prior to COVID. So I want to give that to you guys. I want to make sure that everyone is on the same page where it comes from, like a place of understanding that there is hope there. I want you guys to have the faith and understanding that like you can totally do this too. I told you guys this before, there is nothing special about me and you guys can totally do this. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. I started my business, my mobile spray tanning business, back in 2014, okay? 2014 is when I started. I started off doing mobile spray tans. You could see me right here, a little chunky monkey with my tent, my spray tan gun, which I still have the same one today. I have my little logo right here on my shirt. Like, I loved everything about Sunless. I was so excited really to help people get bronzed. So I was traveling everywhere, to LA, to San Diego, to Orange County, the Inland Empire. If you're familiar with California, you know that's like a big place to be traveling. But at the time, I was so excited. I just wanted to spray tan bodies. I didn't really care. Not a good business move, but all in all, I was able to get a good reputation because of it. I was able to gain exposure, get reviews, get before and after photos, and get the experience really. So it was really, really fun for me. Quickly, I realized, I want to move in from, just doing mobile to having a place. So I moved my entire business an hour and a half south to San Diego, moved my home, moved myself, moved my business, and restarted over. And I realized then, one, I needed to put myself in like a really scary position in order for me to make the moves that I needed to. So I ended up renting out a room out of a salon, and I just started learning how to market myself. I took courses, I hired a mentor. I was like doing all the things, free things too, YouTube. I don't even know I didn't know what podcasts were back then, but I would have used them too. Any resources that were available for me to enhance my learning, enhance my business growth and my marketing knowledge, I was there for it. I was so there, taking notes, fully immersed in all of that. And really, I think that is what has led me to the success that I've had today. That, and also the mindset part of like the belief that I could actually do something with this, right? So within half a year, I moved into a salon. I was offering both mobile and in-salon services. And a year after that, I got my license in aesthetics. I was bringing people in, and I was able to make, my first 6K or my first 100,000 after 1 year. So going forward with that, I decided, what is a huge problem that our Sunless industry has that I could solve? And that's when I started getting into trainings. I started doing one-on-one trainings. Then I started traveling. If you guys have been to the Slay the Spray tours, you guys have seen me there, where we, have a group of women that I've connected with. And it's been so great to be able to travel to different cities and train them on how to spray tan like a true professional. So from there, I did the online courses. I eventually got a product line called Obsidian. Through COVID, decided that we were going to do self-tanners and started creating that. So as you can see, my business like branched out into a million different ways that I wasn't aware of in the beginning. So I want you guys through this training, I want you guys to keep an open mind. I want you guys to realize like you choosing to be an entrepreneur allows you the freedom to create. It allows you the freedom to go into different directions, and you don't have to copy what I did. You can feel into whatever it is that you're feeling like, I can do this. I want to do this. This is something that I feel like is exciting for me. And I know that I can serve the people that I'm meant to serve. And think about this throughout the training, because you never know what ideas can pop up. And I want you to know and believe that you can do this. How did a girl that had no business like sense at all start from like literally $0? I didn't have anything going, when I first started. I just invested my last 2K. How was I able to grow my business from that to a $500,000 business from 2014 to 2020? And it's because I tried different things. I saw what worked for me, and I was really aligned with who I wanted to serve and how I wanted to serve them. So I'm really proud to say today we have one of the best spray tan training programs in the world. I have about 8 trainers. We just hired on 4 more. And it's been a really, really fun journey for me, because now I get to connect with more women throughout the world to create more impact for them and also create more income for myself, which Again, if you guys are weird about money, don't be, because that's just the name of the game. That's what being a business owner is. It's creating impact, solving problems for other people, so that way you can create a solid income for yourself. So I want you again to know, I'm going to say this a couple times, so I'm sorry if it gets repetitive, but you have to know that this is possible for you. Like nobody, like the girl that you're seeing, that you're inspired by, whoever that may be, she's doing it, and that should be enough proof that you can also do it. So by me choosing to, invest in myself, to really take charge on my life and take radical responsibility for what I'm doing, I've been able to create a really nice income for myself. I have the freedom of time. I work 100% from home now. There's limitless potential that you guys can have too by doing things that maybe are different than what you're currently doing, because what you have been doing previous to this is getting you to where you're at right at this very moment in time, which may be a good place. But if you see yourself going for more, doing better, if you see yourself envisioning, having more income, more freedom, more whatever it is that you want, you have to do something a little bit different, right? So that's something that I love to teach, because I think a lot of us feel like we have to stay in this container, in this small little box of just doing what we know works. But you're here for a reason, right? You're here for a reason. You're here to grow. So there's so much opportunity for you. And I want you guys to imagine that. Imagine having unlimited financial potential. I want you to imagine having your books filled. I want you to imagine bringing on products and services that align with you and your clients, so that way you can create more time, more money. You can create more connections with people. It's such a beautiful thing being an entrepreneur, and you guys are right here with me. So I'm really excited. So let's talk a little bit, or a lot of it, about money. This right here is something that we share with our beginners course students, and basically it's just the income potential. So this is kind of, in my opinion, if you look at the in studio, the price per tan, $40, I think that's on the lower end. I think most people now are charging a little bit more. I hope that you guys are. And if that's the case, you would be making more than what it states here. But just for show purposes today, for trading purposes, I'm just going to talk about, making $40 per tan, and how much money you can make if you had 4, 6, and 8 or 12 tans per day. So this is how much you can make per day. This is how much you can make per week, per month, and then per year. So again, if you're trying to make 6 figures in your business, it is not impossible. It is not impossible. It is absolutely possible. And today we're going to dive into how to create more income for yourself, so that way you're not just making that $40 or whatever your base service tan is. You're not just making that. You are finding opportunities to make more than that, because I want you to. I want you to. It's all about working smarter and having strategy behind what you're doing in order for you to really elevate and really take this business seriously. Because again, we need to step out of just being a sunless artist and step into being a business owner. That's so, so important for growth. If you are just doing mobile services, this is the same exact graph. So we're pricing at $65 per tan, how many tans you can get in a day, how much you would make per day, per week, per month, and per year. So I'm just curious, for those of you guys who are here today, who are here now and on live, can you guys let me know, are you guys in studio? Are you guys mobile? And maybe if you want to share, how much are you charging for those services? So Sabrina is mobile. Katie says mobile all the way. Megan says mobile. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Mobile and home. In studio, $50. I charge $60 for the mobile. Perfect. Renting a room in salon, mobile. Studio, $50 and up. Mobile, $65. Perfect. Mobile, $60. Studio, $35. Awesome. Tasha, free. You need to explain, girl. We need you making some money. Free room, $35. Okay, cool. In a home studio, $25. Brandy, let's raise that price, especially if you're including finishing powder, because that's so, all of those little things add up. And it sounds like to me, you're doing a lot better than some of the other people that may not be offering those luxury services like, you know, powder. Tasha says, no, not free. Oh, $40 obsidian. Perfect. Okay, cool. 125 mobile, Megan says, includes contouring. I love that. I love that. Kai says 55 to 65 mobile is higher. Cool. So good. Yes. Rachel says, yes, Brandy, raise those rates. I did this year and I'm so glad I did. There is such like this fear around raising rates, but think about it this way. Your rates are a reflection of what you believe that you are worth. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Your rates are a reflection, a direct reflection of what you think you are worth. This has nothing to do with the client, actually. It has everything to do with your mindset and what you think you are worth, because you guys are crazy if you think I'm going to wake up for a $25 spray tan, you know? And the reason why is because I've been able to really enhance my confidence in the skills that I'm able to provide. And also, I know what I'm doing, right? I know what I'm doing. So what I love to do is instill that confidence through educational services like this, so that way you guys can price higher. And again, going back to what I said earlier, you're not working harder, you're working smarter. The beauty industry, this should give you guys a little bit of hope, by the way. The beauty industry is exploding right now, okay? It's valued at $445 billion. That is not a typo, $445 billion, and it's expected to grow to $800 billion in the next 5 years. Okay, this is from the Netflix documentary called Broken. If you guys watch episode 1 of it, it goes over like all of the things. And this is mind-blowing to me because a lot of us have so much uncertainty around COVID and what's going on and things like that, when in reality, we need to be looking at the opportunities here, because the beauty industry is one of the few industries that really doesn't get hit hard, if at all, through a recession. So I want you guys to know that and own it. And while we might be a little bit, you know, kind of off track right now because COVID hasn't really gone away 100%, understand that there is still so much opportunity for you guys to grow and to make money. I am living proof of that. I've been able to make, like I told you earlier, more money through COVID than prior to COVID. So it's all about looking at the different revenue streams that you guys can create for yourselves and really how to step into becoming a business woman as opposed to just a sunless artist. So I want to ask you, why do you think, and please, if you guys are open to this, please write it in the chat because I would love to know, honestly, why aren't you making exactly what you want to make right now? Like, what do you think is holding you back from making exactly what you want to make right now? So whatever the goal that is, whatever, you know, vision you have for yourself in terms of finances, like why aren't you making that? So Tara says, my full-time job, I don't know how to transition, kids, not putting in as much effort as I could. Thank you so much for being honest, Rachel, feeling extremely discouraged and unmotivated. Imposter syndrome, Megan, that's a huge one. Finding clients, I'm so new, also part-time job, just relocated, Erica. Erica, I think you took our beginner's course, right? Flight attendant, Erica. I suck at marketing myself. Okay, cool. Welcome, welcome. Having a hard time finding clients, just added to my salon. I need to market out more. Trying to do everything myself. I need to hire. Shanna, I hear you, girl. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Small town. I just moved across the country, restarting okay. And you just heard me say that I just restarted too, or not just restarted, but 6 months after I started my business, I had to move to a different place because that's where I wanted to be. So it's possible for you to start over and really understand, like, you can do this over and over again, so long as you have the education behind how to market yourself, right? So a lot of what it sounds like is that you guys are kind of struggling to get into that business boss mindset and to learn how to really market yourself so that way you guys can create consistent clients. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. And I'm so glad that a lot of you guys aren't like, I suck at spray tanning. That's the reason, because I'm sure all of you guys are great at spray tanning. That's the easy part. That's the stuff that people don't tell you about. And that's why I love to talk about it, especially in our industry. We need educators to talk more about marketing and business, because that is truly the game changer. That is the game changer. That is what separates people from being good to being amazing, from, you know, just surviving in this industry to thriving. It is marketing. I'm telling you this because I know that this is the case. So I'm so glad to hear that a lot of you guys are focused in on and understanding that you need more education behind how to get more clients through marketing, through sales, things like that. So I love that. So right now, if you guys have your pen and your paper, go ahead and just write out just some of these goals, because I am such a believer in writing things out, having goals set. If you see my house, like I have little affirmations everywhere because I'm a woo-woo person. I love like law of attraction, manifestation, all of that stuff. And I think one thing that has really, really helped me, and I actually meant to put this in here, is this is what I used to do. I used to print this out, right? Print out a month calendar. And I used to write out my goal for the year, break it down into months, break it down into weeks, break it down into days. And I only wanted to work 5 or 6 days, so I would break it down accordingly. And I would look at this piece of paper every single day, and every single day I would write out how much I made. And I really think that in itself, I don't do this anymore, but I really think that in itself, especially when I first started and throughout years I was doing this, helped me stay on track. It helped me understand where I was at, where I was missing, if I was missing from my goal, or if I was exceeding my goal, how that looked. And I was trying to piece together like why I was exceeding my goals during some times and why certain times I wasn't exceeding my goals, or why I was hitting my goals. So I was very analytical when it came to like writing out my goals, understanding them a little bit more than just kind of looking at them, and understanding what I needed to do different to stay consistent, to stay on track. And I was also able to see what actually was working in my marketing efforts. So I highly recommend you guys setting an income goal for yourself. Break it down. You know, first think about the year, how much you're wanting to make, break it down into the months, break it down into the days, depending on how much you want to work through the day or through the week. I want you guys to identify where you are at right at this moment in time. How much more do you need to make that goal income a reality for yourself? And I want you throughout this training to observe the missed opportunities within this training that are going to help you bridge the gap. Because the goal here is for you guys to gain ideas and to gain momentum and understand how to bridge that gap. It's to make more money, so that way you are not making, say for example, the 20 or 30,000 that you are making currently, that you're elevating into doubling and tripling, hopefully quadrupling that, which is exactly what happened to me during my first to second year. I was able to go from 30,000 to creating 6 figures. So the way I was able to do that is through doing something like this, goal setting, and really understanding like, all right, I had a great week. What did I do differently? What is actually working? So the first thing I want to talk about is something that I personally love and truly believe in. And this is something that, you know, some people are like, oh, I have a good mindset, but there's so much to it. There's so much to it. So I'm just going to throw some things out at you guys. And in order to thrive this year, 2020, we need to understand that our minds, our beliefs need to be right and in alignment with that of a business owner. We can't just sit here and be like, oh, poor me, I can't do it because X, Y, or Z, and giving us our, you know, any excuse, right? Because we can pull out excuses left and right. I could still do that. I'm pregnant and I could not show up here, but hey, I'm here and I love it. All the time, it's like, I think throughout the entire time that I've been a business owner, there's been so much personal growth with being a business owner. You have to really be so freaking like honest with yourself. And sometimes that doesn't feel too good. So I'm just going to throw some things out there that worked for me. Number one is understanding how to become aware of your thoughts. And so this is like the story that you're telling yourself. So if you are sitting here saying, Kelly, you know, you're making this much money because you have this, this, and this, and this, and I don't have that. I need you to pull yourself out of the victim mentality, and I need you to step into your power, because no matter what, you don't know my entire story, and nobody, you can look at other people and you will not know their entire story either. So what it's about is refocusing in on yourself and understanding the awareness and the thought patterns that you're having, right? So if you are allowing something to hold you back because of an excuse that you're creating for yourself, I need you to be aware of it, and I need you to really hone in on understanding, like, where is that actually coming from, and why am I believing that? Why am I believing that I can't create a six-figure income because I have kids, or because I have that part-time job, or because of anything really? Like, you can give yourself any excuse. There's a million of them. I need you to step into your power and say, you know what? Just because I have this doesn't mean that I am going to not make this happen for myself. I need you to really, really, really understand that you can retell your story. So once you become aware of the thought patterns and the belief system that you have within yourself, I need you to address what is the actual truth. So is this thought pattern of why you can't create X amount of money, is this just an assumption? Typically it is. Typically it's just, a fear-based thought, and it's usually just an assumption that we're making. So do you have facts behind this to prove that you cannot make six figures because you have kids, or you cannot make six figures, or whatever your goal is, because you have a husband who doesn't support you, or whatever? Step into your power, ladies. Step into your power. I'm going to ask you that probably a couple times throughout this training. Step into your power and understand that you are in control. You have to take radical responsibility for yourself. And we have to ditch all the excuses, and we have to understand that it's the decisions that we make today that are going to change the trajectory of our lives. I need you then, once we become aware of our thoughts, ask ourselves, is this the actual truth? If it's a thought pattern or a belief that is not serving you, I need you to change your perspective. So I need you to think, you know what? I'm going to ditch that thought. I'm going to ditch the thought that I cannot create six figures because I have kids. I'm just going to use that one because that's the first one that comes to mind. Because I have kids. I need you to change your perspective and say, you know what? I am going to allow my kids, and the fact that I have to be their amazing mom, I'm going to change my perspective from I cannot do something to I can do something. And they're going to be my motivation. They're going to be the reason why I step into this fully, and why I decide to invest in myself, in my business, and I take it seriously. So whether that means that you have to change your schedule, whether that means you have to hire on a nanny, whether that means you have to do something different, which most likely you will have to do, figure it out. And you can figure it out. I'm sure you already have some ideas running through your head, because whether you think you can or cannot do something, you are going to be right. So let's choose to think positively. Let's choose to think about how we can become empowered, as opposed to somebody who is a victim of our circumstances. Because I'm telling you right now that I've helped so many women, thousands of women throughout the world, get into the Sunless and build their Sunless businesses. And we could all have excuses as to why we can't do something, but they come from all different backgrounds. And I'm sure a lot of them can relate to your own story that you have currently. And that should be inspiring for you, right? Because they've been able to build their businesses and be successful in this. So why not you? It's time to start taking radical responsibility and understand that you are in control. So it is up to you to make the decisions today that are going to affect your future. Nobody else is going to give you permission except you. So you need to take that ownership and take it and run with it and be excited about that, because that means nobody else can dictate your life, right? You make the decisions. You are the powerful one. You can make and change your life, essentially, if you want to. Number 2 is be honest with yourself. What do you need to do now to get what you want? So hopefully you have that income goal set in your mind. What do you have to do now to get there? Number 3 and this is the most important thing. So even though I'm woo-woo and I love the law of attraction, it's not all about just thinking it, feeling into it, which is really important, believing it. It's about taking massive action towards your goals, because there's no way that I would have been able to make a $500,000 business happen if I didn't take action, if I was just sitting here like manifesting and meditating, which I do every day. I do, meditate, but without taking action, there's no way in hell that I would be able to do what I do today. So it's up to you to actually do something with it. Okay. So promise me that when you think about the thing that you want to do and the next step that you know that you need to take, that you're going to take massive action on it. Because if you sit there and wait, your fear-based thoughts and all of the shit that, we've been dealing with as far as like imposed beliefs from others, things like that, it's all going to come up for us. The longer that we wait to say yes to our dreams and take action, the more opportunity that we let those like little trolls come into our head. When it comes to self-doubt, fears, like just those thoughts that aren't empowering to deter us from our goals. So I love to be like this, and it might be a little bit crazy, but whenever it's like a big decision, even buying my house, I just bought a new car. I take massive action like immediately. Like I make the decision really quickly and I just freaking do it. I have to feel aligned to it so I don't make like stupid decisions, right? But I do make big decisions that people are like, oh, like how did you figure that out so quick? And it's because I trust myself. I believe in myself and I know that it's going to work. It's always going to work. It's going to work no matter what. So taking massive action through decision-making, quick decision-making for me is what has really worked well. So this is from Nicole R. She's one of our students, and she says, it wasn't until I learned mindset, marketing, and technique that I elevated to 6 figures in my salon. So she's from LA, and Nicole was a client of ours for a couple of months. She actually worked one-on-one with me through mentoring, and it was really awesome to be able to see somebody who like had no idea about mindset bring that into her business and understand that mindset, marketing, and technique were basically like the 3 secrets that she needed to know in order to go from somebody who wasn't really making that much money into somebody who finally, after years of working in the industry, hit 6 figures. So those are like my 3 things that I personally love to talk about, just because I know for me and for many students of mine, those are the 3 things that have really, really helped me elevate personally and professionally. Mindset on a personal and professional level, marketing on a professional level, and just really understanding how to become a really amazing artist too, so that way I can serve my clients in the best way possible. So we're going to dive into how to make more money now. And I'm going to kind of run through this because there is a lot of information. And I told you guys I went a little crazy when I made this webinar. I shouldn't have made it so long, but I wanted to give you guys as much valuable information as possible. So the step 1 that I'm going to be talking about today is creating more revenue streams for your business. Okay. So sorry, I keep on going back and forth here. People are popping it in a little bit late, so I have to admit them in here. So step 1, how to make more money right now, creating more revenue streams. Okay, let's talk about that. 1, having the mindset of maximizing each client that comes to you. So whether they're a new client or an existing client, understanding how you can maximize each client through retail services or retail products, I should say. So what that means, and this could even be services. So what that means to me is, getting the client in, booking just for that $40 base tan that we talked about. How about we offer rapid tan for $10 extra, or a luxury tan like Obsidian for $10 extra? So that way we increase that price from 40 to 50. And if we do that consistently, that even after 10 people, that's $100 extra. That's awesome, right? So maximizing each client means offerings. How can you offer contouring, rapid tans, luxury tans? How can you offer more retail that is going to align with what they need? Now, I'm not sitting here telling you to sell things that are not going to benefit your client. That is not what this is about. What this is about is truly identifying what is going to help the client enhance their overall experience with you and get the best spray tanning experience possible, and offering solutions to the problems maybe that they don't even know that they have. So that way you can make more impact on their experience, but also make more income in the bank, right? So I want you guys to take that $40 client, that base client, and I want you to be able to, I would say even double that, but just for training purposes, I'm not going to put too much pressure on you guys, but at least tack on an extra $30, right? Because then you're taking your clients from 40, which would be your base tan, to 70. And how good would that feel if you guys were able to do that on a consistent basis? Then you wouldn't be struggling so much about, oh, like, should I get more clients? You know, I'm so sad I'm not getting more clients. You're focused in on the clients you do have and really maximizing that experience. And again, you need to learn how to sell from a place of authenticity and in a way that's going to benefit the client, right? Because we don't want to just push product on people that, you know, when they don't really need it. It's a matter of identifying what they need from you and being able to be the service provider to provide that. Another way you can add a new revenue stream, or more money income, I should say, is adding on advanced services. So contouring has been a huge one. Our contouring training has popped off over the last couple of years, and it's because people want to make more money. It's because people want to be the expert in the industry, right? So by offering contouring, you can make at the very minimum $25 for a full body per person, at the very minimum. I think that if you're good at contouring, because not a lot of people are, I think it's a harder craft, but it's definitely possible if you're patient with yourself to do an add-on into your business. $25 to me is a little bit on the lower end. So if we can increase that price even a little bit more, that's awesome. Because now again, you're taking your $40 base tan to $65. And if you can be consistent with that, that's amazing. From just knowing what I know as a former beauty bar or owner, people who got contouring tended, like, they came back more frequently, and they stayed loyal to us because we were the only people in San Diego to really, I don't want to say be good at it, but kind of be good at it. Like, we were really, really passionate about contouring. So we offered it to every client. We showed them what it looked like, what it felt like, and we were really freaking good at it. So there was no reason that they wouldn't come back once they tried it, because who doesn't want to be tanned and toned? The other thing that you can offer is competition tanning. So this is something that I no longer offer, but I did in the beginning of my journey. And you can charge $75 at the very minimum, and you can go above that depending on how you situate your appointments with them, because it is different than just a regular spray tan. And the last thing on here is adding on complementary services. So say you have spray tanning as a service that you provide, and you don't have teeth whitening, or maybe you're a licensed esthetician and you want to add on lashes. We were able to do both of those to create a really, really good cushion for ourselves financially. However, spray tans were our main focus for the entire time that I had Slay Beauty Bar. So adding on complementary services would just give you more opportunities to create more income, because what it would be is just crossing over your spray tanning client into teeth whitening client, right? So it costs, so people always say different numbers, but from my research, it costs you 4 times more to get a brand new client in through your door than it costs to stay consistently selling to your current audience, so your current clients. So if you can focus in on how do I generate more income and more revenue through the current clients that I have, I think you're going to find a lot of success in just pivoting that way and having that perspective and that focus, as opposed to trying to just get the new client. Because oftentimes we make the mistake of just wanting new clients. How do I get more clients? How do I get new clients? Yada, yada, yada. What if we were to offer more services, more products, so that way we can maximize each client that we currently have, and we're not working so hard to get the new client? And I will say, you know, you want to do both, but knowing that information that I just shared with you, I think we should, as artists and business owners, really understand the balancing act between both and nurture our current audience and our current clientele more than what we're doing right now. So really taking care of them, asking them the right questions, and making sure that we're offering things to them, because ladies, closed mouths do not get fed. And if you guys have heard my podcast or anything else, you know I've said that a million times. Closed mouths don't get fed. So what that means is we have to offer. We have to offer things. So here is one of our master trainers, Lucy Salguero. So she says, what has made me popular and continues to impress clients has been my complimentary on cheekbones contouring on women and biceps for men. They always love how they look and receive the best feedback and referrals because of it, because it's different, right? So they tend to come back wanting the entire body contour add-on. So for her, what has worked is basically offering the cheekbones for free, offering the biceps for men for free, and just showing them like a little taste of what it's like and introducing contouring to their world. That gets people talking. A lot of sunless artists do not offer contouring the way that we do. We use a little airbrush gun, right? So offering these types of services where it's different it's a game changer, because people want to talk about it, right? They want to be like, bro, look at my bicep. Or like, if you're contouring a girl's face, they're like, dude, I got this contour and it looks amazing because it lasts a lot longer than my makeup, and I want you to try it. It's a conversation starter. So doing something and taking just an extra little 5 minutes or so to do this for your client is going to make such a difference. The next way you can bring on some more income for yourself is by selling retail, which we talked about, right? So this is our Obsidian self-tanning mousse. It can also be a tan extender. So you don't have to buy so many different products to have a self-tanning mousse and also a tan extender. It's all in one. So for example, if you were to buy a 10-pack of this, the MSRP, what we recommend that you sell it at, is $44. Your cost per unit is $22. So you are basically making $220 off the 10-pack. This can increase, obviously, your income, right? So long as you're telling your clients about the benefits of it. And again, this doesn't have to come from a sleazy, weird, salesy place. All you're doing is being a service provider, and you are creating solutions for the problems that your clients don't even know that they have. So a lot of the times I love to offer this for people who maybe they don't come like every week. Maybe they come every 3 weeks, 4 weeks or beyond, and say, hey, if you wanted to touch up your tan, if you wanted your tan to last a little bit extra, like 3 days extra, I would recommend getting the, Obsidian self-tanning mousse or the tan extender, because it's a 2-in-1 deal. So you can use it as a tan extender or as a self-tanning mousse. By doing this, they're starting to think like, oh, wow, actually, I love my spray tans. Obviously, I come to you. So this would be a good opportunity for me to keep that going on and use it in between the times that I come to see you, right? So instead of making, again, your $40 for your base service, you now made $40 plus your $22, which equals $62 for just that one client. And that's just by adding one product on. And this is just another example. So this is Pamela Price from Priceless Beautygram. She is our Toronto trainer. And so I love her because she's so smart. And she has like these little ways of just making more income for herself. And it's really, really cool to see. So she says, I have increased my average sunless service by 30% by offering upsell options like facial contouring, mini contouring, or adding on Obsidian Sunless. So as you can see right here, this is actually from her website. They can add on body contouring. They can add on, and this is Canadian dollar, by the way, express contouring. They can make it a CBD spray tan. They can make it an express spray tan, Obsidian, and then the facial contour as well. So don't be afraid to offer these things if you're not already, because those little $5, $10, $20, it adds up. Even though it might not seem like a lot right now, if you do this and add this into your business, you will see that at the end of the month, you're like, oh, wow, I had, I don't know, say like 40, 50, 60, 100 people come in, and I was able to, add on $10 for at least half of them. That's extra money in your pocket. Okay, so don't be afraid to do things like this. This is really where your creativity comes in, and you can have so much fun making more money, right? And your clients will love you for it, because if you're different, again, it's a conversation starter. So step number 2, packages and memberships. We'll talk about this just a little bit. I would start with creating packages and memberships if you haven't already, starting with your best selling service. So if you guys want, I just want to check in on you guys. How are you guys doing? Are you guys still here? Everyone's still here. Cool. How are you guys feeling? Do you guys have packages? Do you guys have memberships? Is that something that you struggle with? Because this is a question that we get a lot in the Beauty Business Babes Facebook group. How do I create packages and memberships? So where are you guys at in that journey? Are you guys avoiding this like the plague? Do you guys have packages? Are you guys just scared to create memberships? Are you unsure how to do that? Katrina says, yes, and do well with them. That's awesome. Brandy says, I typically don't unless it's a holiday sale. Packages, yes. Memberships, not yet. Don't have any, but plan on it. I have packages. Very cool. Cool. But no memberships. Okay. So let's start off with talking about your best-selling service. This best-selling service is what, if you don't have any packages, let's focus in on that, because if you guys try to do so many things at once, you guys might get overwhelmed. So my recommendation is starting with your best-selling service, creating an irresistible package that when you tell your clients about this, well, first off, you're going to want to tell your clients because it feels good to you. But secondly, you're going to be excited because you know it's going to help them as well. And more likely than not, they're going to buy it if it is an irresistible offer. So our best selling package at Slay Beauty Bar was buy 3, get 1 free, and it expires in 90 days. I loved this because something I've learned through my journey is that you can provide the best 5-star service the first time they come to you, the second time they come to you, but what really is the magic number is trying to get them in there the 3rd time they come to you, because that is going to create a super incredible loyal client. Statistically speaking, they're going to stay with you longer if they come in 3 times as opposed to just that 1 time or second time. So that's why I really loved focusing in on this one, because they're coming in 4 times and they're getting to know our brand, get to know our girls that work at the salon, and they're getting a great deal. Anytime you throw in the word free, from a psychological perspective, people are like, ooh, like I wanted to learn more. I want to know how to get that for free. So if you offer this, buy 1, get 1 free, and it expires in 90 days, bam. Golden. This has worked so well for us. Another thing that has worked so well for us is doing it like this, so you don't feel so salesy. As you're checking them out, obviously you're having a natural, normal conversation with them and say, hey, Sasha, I'm looking up your account right now. Do you have a membership with us, or do you have a package with us? And if Sasha doesn't know about the package or membership, she's going to be like, wait a second, what is this membership or this package that you're talking about? And that allows you to step on right in and say, hey, so we have a package where if you buy 3, you get 1 free, and it doesn't expire until 90 days. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to sign you up for it, because a lot of our clients have been getting it, and it's been a really, really good seller for us, and it has helped our clients so much. So positioning it in a way where it's like, you're just kind of offering a solution for them to save money. That's the benefit, right? They're saving money. They're coming to see you often. They get to stay tanned at least 4 times through the 90 days, which who doesn't want that? And on top of that, they get to work with you. So why not offer it? The worst that they can say is no. The worst that they could say is, I'm not interested right now. That's not a problem. Every time that they come in, this is the question that I have trained my girls to ask. So anytime they check out, no matter if they've been there like a million times or not, did you have a package with us? Because it allows them to know that 1, the packages exist, and 2, that people are actually buying them, because otherwise we wouldn't be asking people that same question over and over and over again, right? So always planting the seed. And even if they don't buy right now, that's okay. maybe the next time they're going to buy. All right, so steps to make more money. Number 3, let's talk about networking. A couple of things that have worked for us is obviously talking to other women who work alongside of our ideal clients. So this could be beauticians, I put that on here, but it could be anyone. It could be literally anyone. So if you find somebody who is an event planner who works with brides consistently, who works at a yoga studio, who's a health nut in some way, like a fitness coach, whoever works alongside your ideal client, reach out to them. Reach out to your local community. You can find them on Instagram. You can Google people. You can, get referrals through word of mouth, like Facebook groups. There's so many different ways to find these people. And when you find these people that align with you, with your business, with your brand, you like them, you're like, oh, cool, like let's work together, let's collaborate. I would recommend doing something where both of you guys create a web page on your website that is dedicated for cross networking opportunities. So say, for example, I reached out to Sarah and I was like, hey, Sarah, you do lashes, I do spray tans. I would love to see how we can collaborate with each other so that way you are providing, lashes to my clients and vice versa. So one way that I have an idea of how to do this is to basically put each other on each other's website. And I'm going to have a dedicated page where it's cross referrals. I won't have any other lash artists on there. I would just have you on there. And I can have your image on there, a clickable link, and refer people that way. You can also offer a discount if you would like, an exclusive discount if you would like. It's not necessary. But doing this allows you guys to, one, obviously network. So that way when somebody comes to visit her site, for example, like she goes to Sarah's site and she sees, local artist or something, whatever you guys want to name it, then you can click on that and your picture will be there and they can easily just click on you if they want to book a spray tan. So this is something that I don't think many people do. They just talk about, collabing and that kind of thing. But I think if you do this, it really helps both of you guys gain the exposure that you guys need, right? Another thing that you guys would want to do is create a social media schedule for yourself and other beauticians. So that way you guys can cross promote. So this could look like, every month on the 15th, for example, Sarah and I are going to put up like an ad on our stories, an ad on our feed, whatever that looks like to you guys. It all depends on where your ideal client is at and where you're focusing in on as far as social media goes. But this allows you guys to cross promote, and you have to be consistent about it, because a lot of the times when you guys network or when people network, they just are like, hey, let's network, let's collab. And either the conversation never happens, or if it does, it's like a half-ass type of thing, right? So we want to really have a strategy behind collaborating, and we don't want to just say, oh, I'm collaborating with this person when nothing is set in place and there's no planning or schedule or anything like that. So it's important for you guys to make cute graphics so that way you guys can share it on each other's platforms and be consistent. That is the number one thing with anything that you guys are doing. Be consistent with what you guys are doing, because if not, it's not going to work. You can't just do something one time and expect overnight success. That's not how it works. You have to be consistent. And then if you wanted to, you can also offer an exclusive discount for their clients to try your service. Not necessary, but you can totally do that. And I promise you that this will work if you guys do it right. And the number one thing I will say is you have to be consistent. You really do. You have to be consistent, and you have to be able to understand, like, how can we do this where people are actually seeing and knowing that we're working together. Step number 4, let's talk a little bit about brand ambassadors. Again, this is another question that a lot of you guys ask, so I want to make sure this gets answered. So brand ambassadors, if you guys want to work with people who are amazing, you don't have to have somebody who has a ton of followers. Okay, so that's a myth, that's a misconception. You could work with micro influencers, people who have a smaller following but are influential in your geographic location. You can reach out to them via DM. So either voice message or video has been the best way for us to do this, and invite them in for a complimentary tan. So what that looks like is going on Instagram, looking up the hashtag San Diego influencer, finding somebody that looks like they're on brand, like with us, and with somebody that would support our brand in the way that we would want that to look and feel. So I would DM them and say, hey girl, this is Kelly Callaghan. I am the owner of Slay Beauty Bar. I would love for you to come in to get a complimentary tan. I want to know more about you. I want to hear about how you became an influencer and see if maybe you could work with our brand and see if we would both, be in alignment, really, like if we would work well together. So I would love that. If you are interested, please let me know. I can get you in the books next week. That's it. Something super short, sweet. You don't have to go over the top with this, right? Just like offer them the invitation to come in, give them a free spray, get to feel them out, because you don't want to just choose anyone. You want to be specific with who is going to represent your brand. So doing this, you have to feel them out. You have to like not think, oh, I hope that they want to. It's a mutual thing. Like they should be excited about working with you. You should be excited about working with them. And during that complimentary tan, this is a great time to talk, get to know them, and assess whether or not this person would be somebody that you would want to work with. And so what I typically do is I'll spray tan them and I'll say, you know what, like go ahead and check out and just make sure you like the tan first. And then we'll talk about the logistics and all of the things that we need to talk about going forward. So that way you can kind of give them a couple of days to one, say like, hey, do I actually really like the spray tan? Do I, is this something that I can see myself doing, on a consistent basis? Because you want longevity and you want people to love spray tans. You don't want someone who's just like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Aside from that, you want to make sure too, like it's a bonus if these people leave after they're getting the spray tan and they tag me, and even if I didn't tell them to, I don't tell them. The first time I don't say anything about tagging, but as an influencer, they should want to do that for you, right? Especially if you've given them a free service. So that's like my little secretive, like, are they a good person or not? Like you give them a free service, unless it came out really bad, then obviously that would make them not want to share. But if you did a good job and stuff, I think it's a really good thing to look at if they actually helped promote that one free spray tan. This right here, if you guys want to just snap a photo of it really quick, this is a influencer like guide / kind of like a contract with our influencers here. So we tell them to, share one IG story, yada, yada, yada. You guys can read through this on your own time, but basically this is the structure that we give them. You have to be completely black and white, straightforward, let them know what they need to do in order for this partnership to work. And then at the bottom, we have them sign their name, a signature, Instagram handle, and we keep this on file right here. So in the event that they aren't sharing, then we just kind of pull this out and say, hey, I was just wondering if you remember that you're supposed to do this or what. We're pretty like black and white, straight shooters. I don't want to have to babysit anybody, and you guys don't have time to do that either. So you guys have to be really like straightforward when it comes to working with influencers, because sometimes they do just want the free tan, right? So we need to make sure that this is, again, mutually beneficial. Step number 5 to make more money is sharing your gifts. So some of you guys mentioned, you guys are like, I need to add on to spray tanning. I need to add on to spray tanning. There's a couple of ways that you guys can do this. One of them is sharing your gifts. So again, becoming a problem solver. What is a problem that I can solve for those people that I serve and I encounter? What is something that you're really good at? What is something that people love? What is something that people need and something that people would pay for? How can you monetize that? Is it through product creation? Can you create your own product? Can you private label? Can you start mentoring services? Can you start hosting events? Can you rent out your room? I mean, I don't know. There's so many different ways to go about this. Can you expand your retail line, expand your services? What are some of the things that you can share with others that would allow you to position yourself as the expert and allow you to maybe create a coaching program of some sorts, right? So again, this is going to look different for everybody. This is going to look different for everybody. And, you know, some of the women that I work with, we have a coaching program to help women get into the coaching industry for beauty business professionals. Some of these women have told me that they're really good at social media. Some of these women have told me that they're really good at, you know, booking clients or sales. So think outside of the box. Like, don't do what everybody else is doing. Because I think the first idea that comes to mind for most people is like, I'm really good at spray tanning, so I'm going to start spray tan training. Like, while it's a good idea, it can be. How do we separate ourselves from like what everybody else is doing, and how do we make ourselves different? How do we create true impact by creating something that is really in alignment with you first and foremost, but also is something that other people need? So this is a question that I consistently ask myself all the time. And one of the things that comes up for me just most recently is creating the master's course that we have. Because what we're missing in our industry, again, is the business side of things, is advanced techniques. It's marketing, mindset. It's like the stepping into the business part of it, right? Because everyone is teaching on the beginner's course or contouring or whatever. So how do we expand and become something that is truly transformative for our students that gets people talking? And so that's where the master's course was born. It's much different than anything else you'll find out there. So that is how I want you guys to think. I want you guys to think in terms of what is something that is different, that is truly impactful, and that can actually change lives. Because the more transformation you can create for somebody, the higher ticket price that's going to be for you. Like, that's the reality of it, you know? So it's really, really about stepping into what you know you're passionate about, what you know that you're good at, and what is going to create some serious transformation for your clients. So this is what I was talking to you guys about earlier, and how I've been able to share my gift is by creating two main programs that have helped women start, but most importantly, build their sunless businesses. So that's where like the difference was right there. It's like building the business, not just starting and not just learning the technique, but actually building it so that way they can have a consistent flow of clients and create massive, you know, impact and income for themselves. So that's where my mind was at. So I invite you guys to kind of think creatively and think, you know, outside of the box when you guys are thinking about this for yourselves. So we know how to deliver content in a way that creates transformation, which I just talked about, and positive change. And I've built a successful business based on helping others. So the way that I see business owners and business now, this is not how I always viewed it, is we are problem solvers. We are people that create transformation for people. So even behind the gun, when you're spray tanning somebody, you never know how you're influencing their lives. Like, I think about, you know, some of the clients that I have, you know, clients, whether they're students or even people that come through the door when I was spray tanning. And it's like people who have just recently gone through a divorce, wanting to feel better about themselves, right? By starting a business or by getting a spray tan. Somebody who has vitiligo, for example, where, you know, we were able to really help them on their wedding day, even out some of the spots throughout their body so that way they had a nice, even beautiful glow. Like things like that, right? You're making more impact, and people are willing to pay you what you deserve for that time, for that energy, for that expertise and that knowledge. All right, what time is it? It's 11:13. Okay, we might run over, so I'm just gonna kind of hurry up through this. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have you guys, if you want to take pictures of this, totally fine. I do not mind. I am recording this, so I will make sure that you guys get that if you want. So creating a 5-star experience is first defining that experience. And for me personally, it is the entire experience from the time that they find out who you are to the time that their spray tan actually fades off of their body. That in its entirety is the experience, okay? So understanding that, I hope that you guys would think that, you know, you have to be diligent and very, very detail oriented when it comes to your social media, how your booking system works, the ease of like texting you and calling you and things like that. The next thing is understanding that you guys should be in the mindset of creating raving fans and not just returning clients. So what this means is creating that experience from the moment that they find you to the end of their tan in a way that they're like, wow. And one of the things that comes up for me is Lucy adding on the free contouring, right? So creating raving fans, because you know that person that got free contouring on their face isn't going to go anywhere else because they're not going to get that same service, right? So just understanding how to create raving fans by creating those connections, that rapport, and giving them more than what they actually asked for. I'm always talking about, over delivering and under promising. Understanding that consistency creates trust. So one way to create consistency throughout your tans and the service is by note taking. So every single booking system should have some sort of note area where you can say, we used Obsidian, 1 coat, 8 hours, or Obsidian medium, 2 coats, 8 hours, whatever it is that you do. So the brand of the solution, how many coats, and how long they left it on for. That creates consistency, and letting them know. That is the most important thing out of all of this, is letting them know that you're actually keeping track of this, because a lot of people don't do that. They don't keep track. And if they do, they don't tell their clients. So it's like, hey, Amber, I made sure to write down what solution we used today for you. So I know exactly what we can do next time. If you love your tan, or if you want to go darker or lighter, we can totally do that too. No problem. So this instills that trust. This is like, Amber's going to go home, and even if you messed up her tan just a little bit, she's going to be like, I need to go back to her because she knows exactly what color I did, and she knows how to change it next time. This is something from Natalie Finley. She says that during her sessions, she talks about how to take care of the tan. So she educates her clients, right? So she reminds the clients how important the products that they use are for a long-lasting tan. Just by educating my clients on the type of the products they use, they end up purchasing some type of retail. So this, again, is going back to something we talked about earlier, is offering retail, because closed mouths don't get fed, and also creating that 5-star experience. Because if your client doesn't know about tanning center and they're thinking like, wow, I shouldn't come here because it doesn't last as long as I want, this is an opportunity to fix that problem for them. And then this is from Contessa Parsons from Coco Glow Bar. These are all our trainers, by the way, at Spray Tan Class. She says, I also require prepayment when they book, which has eliminated almost 100% of my late cancellation or no-shows. I have implemented private labeling, which has already saved and made me money on Sunless retail. I have my clients to pre-book their next appointment before they leave and offer a complimentary add-on to their next session if it's pre-booked. So some of the add-ons that she has is a hydrating shimmer spray, anti-aging beauty spray, drying powder, and mini tan-touring. So you can have fun with this, you guys. I always recommend pre-booking your clients, and what that would look like is somebody's here talking to you, you're checking them out, maybe they got a package, and you're like, hey, did you want to pre-book your next appointment, because we are getting busy within the next couple of weeks. We would love to pre-book you, and if you need to reschedule or anything like that, you can do so, as long as it's out of the 24-hour time frame, or whatever your cancellation, whatever policy that you guys have is. And this allows them to secure their spot, so that way they don't have to reach out to you again, because people are busy. So if you can make this super convenient and easy for them, you are golden, okay? Golden. And this is, I think, the last one for tips and tricks for creating a 5-star experience. The goal here is to have you remember that each client should leave with more confidence than when they came into you. This is like everything right here. So if they look at themselves in the mirror and they're like, hey girl, looking good, and they leave and they're just happy, they're going to come back to you. Like, it's all about creating that experience, because it's you that they love. It's you and the spray tan that they love, but it's how you make them feel. It's the emotion that you're evoking from your clients. So it's not the spray tanning service itself that they're actually buying. They're buying the emotion, the feeling that comes along with getting that spray tan, and you are a part of that experience. So don't ever neglect that. Understand that you smiling, mentioning their name a couple times throughout the process, like letting them know that they're there, that, that you see them, that you appreciate them. Like, all of these little things create a 5-star experience. Make everything extremely easy, convenient, and clean. And so what I mean by that is booking. Make it so easy that they can just book online 24/7. Make everything super convenient because people don't like to guess. Take the guesswork out of anything, out of booking with you, out of like what to do next. Whenever you're putting out a social media post, always have a call to action. Like, hey, if you want to spray tan with me, I have availability. Head on over to, slaybeautybar.com, make the reservation, you're good to go. And you want to make sure that everything is clean. And when I say this, I say it in a couple different ways. Clean website, clean social media accounts, like everything's nice and clean and easy to digest. Clean space, of course, clean space. Like nobody wants to go into a dirty place. Nobody, I promise you that. So take the time to clean in between clients, be super on point when it comes to this part. And I promise you just that part right there in itself, people will come to you because you're clean. I remember getting Botox one time and I had gotten it from a couple different places. And there's one place that was not clean and I will never go back to that place ever again. And it's just because there was like, it wasn't like extremely dirty, but it just wasn't clean. So that creates trust. So make sure that you guys are taking the time to do that. Use common courtesy. Say thank you, welcome them, greet them. Like the last thing I ever want is to walk into somewhere and they're not paying attention to me. That is horrible customer service. Do go above and beyond and even like call them by their first name. Like, hey, Natalie, it's so good to see you. I see that you're new here. I would love to get to know you. If you guys can, if you can fill out this form really quick, we'll get you all set up, yada, yada, yada. Or if they have been there before, which you can check in your booking system prior to them coming in. Like, hey, Natalie, it's so good to see you again. I'm so glad that you loved your tan last time. Did you want to do the same exact thing? This again creates trust because they're like, oh, she knows and remembers exactly what I want to do. Automate your booking emails. And I can't show you how to do this, but I'm just going to throw that out there. Do research if you need to. Automate your booking emails so people know how to prep, people feel heard, people understand that you are a true business. Like automating your emails is so important so that way you keep in contact with your client as soon as they book, right before their appointment, and even after their appointment. And always remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. So ask for the reviews in that follow-up, ask for the referrals, ask for the feedback. They're going to really appreciate it. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this. Let me know in the chat box. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this good for you guys? Are you guys learning? I love seeing all you guys in here still. Yes, you're so welcome. So good. My wheels are turning. I love it. That is the whole goal. This is so great. Cool, cool, cool. So let's dive into marketing your business like a boss. So I'm just going to kind of go through this a little bit. We go into this a lot more in our master's course, but basically what we want to do is have a really clean aesthetic when it comes to your marketing. So whether that's your website, your business cards, your ads, your Instagram, all of this stuff. As you can see just by looking at this, and Janessa, that's your photo right there, right here with Obsidian. Looking at this, you can see like our brand is pink. We have that like mustard yellow color. You can see that we offer spray tans, obviously, right? So it's a very clean aesthetic, and this is what you want. You want to stay on brand. So using the same fonts, the same colors, making sure that everything looks cohesive and easy to digest when you're looking at this. The second thing I want to mention here is your bio. So right here, you should have it very, very clear as far as like what services you offer, where you're located. I die every time I see, a spray tanning, because since we're worldwide, we don't have like a location, but when I'm looking at salons and it doesn't say the location and I'm like looking for like where it's at and I can't find it, I just give up. So putting your location on there. When I had my salon, I had the phone number right here in this area. So that way they can easily text us or call us. Letting them know how you serve clients. So I think what we had is, helping women glow through sunless tanning in San Diego, something like that on here. And you want to put your URL. This kills me too. When you guys don't have your website on here, super, super important to have this. And now you can even have like a straight booking link, right? So there's so many like little things that, you want to do here, and you want everything to be clean. So I would recommend having the emojis in the front and then whatever verbiage in the back of it. So that way everything stays nice and it's like bullet points. And then when you're doing stories, you know, make valuable content so that way you can save it into your highlights here and it stays there until you delete them. This is important so that way your stories don't die after the 24-hour mark. And again, we go over more of this in detail. We have a specific training for this. So I'm just scratching the surface here with you guys. I love that I'm able to talk a lot about, you know, all of these things, but we only have a couple minutes left. So I'm going to kind of skim through this now, this next part. Marketing your business like a boss. So scheduling and planning out your social media. So you can, if you're old school like me, use something like this. You don't have to like use your, you know, Google Calendar or whatever. You can seriously write on a printable little calendar like that. So this is how I plan out my social media. I'll put it on here, and I actually have an assistant who helps me schedule, like plan out those social medias, posts that we're going to do, and she'll write them out. I will like make sure that they look good, and we save everything, all of our content, whether it's the actual graphics and the caption, both of them, we save them on our Google Drive. So that way for the next month, we have everything set up so that way she can easily go in there and post every single day. I don't normally, we never really use like a third party type of app to post automatically for us. We go in there and do it manually. But some of the apps that we do use, just to let you guys know, is if you do want to schedule and plan out your social media and have it like automatically pushed out, you can through using something like Tailwind. Creating your own content, like your graphics and things like that, you can use something like Canva. I recommend doing the desktop version, and then also Mojo for your stories. Saving your content and captions, once you like plan those out, if you want to take a Sunday to plan out the next week, or if you want to take, you know, the 1st and the 15th to plan out 2 weeks in advance, however you want to do this, just batching out your content all at once so that way you don't have to worry about it anymore. It saves you so much time and energy. But saving all of those, the pieces of content and the captions on Google Drive or similar. And making sure that you're engaging on your posts and your DMs. Like, don't neglect your clients. They took a minute to just say hey or whatever to you. Don't neglect them. And this is something that I struggled with and still sometimes struggle with because we have a ton of DMs coming through, but I actually hired help, which is the same girl that helps me with this, with planning it out and everything and pushing those posts out. She helps me stay on top of that. And then lastly, this is something that I think a lot of people are missing, is reviewing your analytics. Do not forget to review your analytics. And what this looks like is basically going on the back end of your social media accounts and making sure, like seeing what has produced the most engagement, what has the most shares, what has the most likes, the most comments, etc. So that way you know what your clients and your audience want to see more of. And this is from Renee, our other trainer from Ohio. She says she also updates her Google account often. The more that you post and update, the more that you're seen. She also encourages Google referrals. That also puts you at the top. Google is where 99% of my clients find me. They search best spray tans near me. So basically, Google My Business is what she's talking about here. So if you go to Google My Business, you can post like photos, you can post captions, things like that. So I'm going to ask you again, now that we have kind of gone through like the meat and potatoes of this training, what do you think has honestly been holding you back from creating more income? Is it because you lacked clarity maybe? Is it because maybe you lacked some knowledge of some sorts, like maybe you didn't know how to use social media? If you guys can type it into the chat box here, let me know what you think has been holding you back from being able to create more income for yourself. So it could be lack of clarity, lack of knowledge, lack of motivation, taking the time to actually focus, time, clarity, more knowledge, time, knowledge, marketing myself, yes. Not giving a damn about judgment, girl, yes, yes, yes. Social media content, oh my gosh, there's so much to know, so much to learn. And it's really when I started diving into really researching and taking the right training courses and asking for help and hiring mentors and like all of these things that everything started to come together. Pushing more retail sales, I love it. So I just want to give you guys some insight. So I want to ask you, you know, a lot of us are so fearful of like investing in ourselves or taking the next step to grow. And a lot of it's like just, again, subconscious beliefs that we have. And a lot of times we're not realizing that that's what it is. That's what's holding us back. We are in our own way. So I want to ask you, you know, can you afford to stay where you are at right now? This is from Amanda S. I have been in the spray tanning business for 10 years and have taken every course under the sun. I finally dove into spray tan classes master course to get my master's certificate and to learn from Kelly and the other trainers, and I'm so glad that I did. I wasn't sure what else I would be able to learn, but I figured it wouldn't hurt. Since taking the master's course, I have sold more retail products, added contouring to my menu, and loved the connections I made with Kelly and the trainers. If you are on the fence, I highly recommend jumping in and investing in your business with spray tan class. You will not regret it. I made my money back in under a month, which is so important for me. I want you guys to understand that your ROI should be immediately accessed. Like your return on your investment should be pretty much immediate when you're learning something new. I made my money back in under a month, and I know I will make more money consistently now that I learned more through their program. And she took our program through COVID. So we were open for like, I think 3 to 4 weeks or something like that. So that really makes me happy that she trusted us in order to help her. So I'm going to pop on the chat again. Do you guys see that there's opportunity for you guys today? Like you can absolutely make more money in your Sunless business. You don't have to make extravagant changes. All you have to make are simple little tweaks to the way that you're operating your business. So if you need clarity, if you need the support, if you need the education, if you need the knowledge, if you need to learn how to really just dive into the business aspect of it, the marketing aspect, and even the advanced technical aspect of it, we can help you go further and we can help you get there faster. So that's one thing that I love to talk about, is just the fact that we're able to take you from A to Z a lot quicker than even myself, because it took me a whole year to hit 6 figures. It took me 2 years to, you know, between 1 and 2 years to hit multiple 6 figures, but I was able to grow massively and make those giant quantum leaps because I invested in myself, and I saw that there was an absolute need for me to learn how to become a business owner as opposed to just a Sunless artist. So I want to give that to you as well. If it's okay with you guys, I want to show you guys how you can learn to enhance your skill set. So even if you're an experienced artist, which is who I hope I'm talking to today, because that was the whole goal, I want to help you guys create more money, create raving fans, and get more bookings on a consistent basis. So can I get a heck yes or yes if you guys are interested in me sharing how to do this? Heck yes, I love it. Megan, Utah, Stephanie, Kai, Alyssa, Kylie, Tara. I love it. I love that you guys are so engaged. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. These are never fun if people are all quiet, so I love seeing you guys on here. Hi, Janessa. Thank you, Shanna. Thank you, Hannah, Shannon. Thank you, Karina. Awesome. This is me pre-baby, by the way, or pre-pregnancy. I'm like, I thought I was like a little chunky then, but now I have a belly, an actual belly. It's so crazy. So the opportunity I want to offer for you guys today is to become a master's certified Sunless boss. And this is going to be through our master's spray tanning certification course, which is something that I kind of mentioned throughout this entire training. And in this course, it was designed for experienced artists who are interested in really learning how to create more income in their business. So this is going to help you elevate in learning advanced techniques to help you perfect the art. So those pesky hands, like the too dark of a face, learning how to powder correctly afterwards, creating, contouring all over the body for male and female, things like that. I want you guys to create more income. So this is designed for those who are interested in doing just that. I want you guys to learn how to create multiple revenue streams. So how you can do this through e-commerce, through putting your retail services online, and also how to sell in person, because a lot of us have this fear around selling, and it shouldn't be fearful. It should actually feel really good because you're providing a solution to your client and you're educating them. So we teach you guys how to do that. I also want you guys to learn how to delegate your work for super cheap. So if you guys are on here and you're like, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I need to grow my business. And in order to do that, I need to hire a team. We want to help you do that for inexpensive. Like, I don't want you guys to spend an arm and a leg on a virtual assistant when you can spend literally not that much money, like $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 an hour to get the help that you need for either social media or for admin work through whatever you need through your business. We also teach you how to sell packages and memberships, products and services that you guys can feel really good about. I want to teach you guys how to create raving fans so that your clients keep on coming back to you on a consistent basis and stay loyal to you and refer their client or refer their friends. So the goal here is to create such an impact on these people that you're working with that they not only want to review you, they not only come back to you, but they also bring their friends and their family to you. I also want you guys to learn how to step into true entrepreneurship. So you no longer have to worry about where your next clients are coming from. And this all comes down to clarity, having the clarity around what it is that you're doing, what you're doing in your marketing, why you're doing it, and really how to do it, right? So today I'm teaching you like what you should be doing, but now let's dive into the how-tos of doing it so that way we can grow our business. So I'm going to give you guys an exclusive offer. This is not something that I'm publicly offering at all. So this is for you guys who are here today on the webinar. So you can become master certified through Spray Tan class. And I want to give you guys $100 off to do that. So the regular price for this course is $497. But for you guys, I want to give you guys $100 off because you guys spent a long time with me and I really appreciate that. But I also want to give you guys some bonuses so that way you guys can feel really secure in what you guys are doing. So aside from just getting the webinar price of $397 for the master certification, which is going to teach you about contouring, marketing, business, all of that, I also want to give you guys a free couple trainings. So one is our beauty business marketing training, which we just redid. And this is talking about identifying your ideal client, how to target people on Instagram, how to create a very solid brand that you can feel proud of and stay consistent with, and also how to sell. We are also implementing our social media and brand ambassador training. So this is something that I saw a lot of people ask about, and this is going to be launching in December. So you're going to get this for free. And what this is going into the nitty gritty of how to schedule your social media, how to use certain apps so that way you're not working so much harder, like you're not having to do all of the things, but also how to delegate that work if you're ready to do that as well. Then we're going to talk about brand ambassador training, how to bring on the right ambassadors, how to find them, how to bring them on, how to create a really solid relationship so that way it's mutually beneficial for both of you guys and you are creating a really solid relationship with them so they want to share your services, because a lot of the times we're missing a lot of pieces to the puzzle when it comes to ambassadors. Yes, we get their beautiful photos, but it goes beyond that. It should go beyond just the photos. They should want to refer all of their friends to you, right? It should be that type of partnership. So I want to give that to you. Brand ambassadors have been one of the best ways that we have been able to, at Slay Beauty Bar, grow our business. So I want to give that to you guys. And then of course, you guys will be having access, we'll get access to our exclusive private Facebook group for our Spray Tan class students. So this is something that we don't offer publicly, but it's something that I feel like is really necessary for you guys to continue to get the support that you need. So for me personally, I didn't have this when I first started. And I think that if I would have found my Sunless sisters and my tribe, I would have gotten a lot further faster. I did not have that. And I'm still able to create a really sustainable and awesome business because, you know, I took the time to learn. But for you guys, I want to take all the guesswork out of having to figure it all out by yourself. And I want you guys to have that solid support through myself and through our team at Spray Tan Class. You guys would be getting all of that for free. So it would be the master certification course, which is 100% done online, your admission to the Beauty Business Babes marketing training, social media, and brand ambassador training, and exclusive access to the exclusive Facebook group. So the total value for this is over $1,000, but for you guys, we're gonna make these two things free here and discount your master's certification. So it's just gonna be $397 for all of this. This is not going to be for a long time, so you guys need to make a decision quick, which is something I talked about earlier too. So if you guys are ready to do this and you guys are interested, go to spraytanclass.com. You guys can go on your phone right now, spraytanclass.com. There should be an online section, online courses, and you'll see the online master's certification course. You can enter the code GLOWING, Glowing, by midnight tonight, and that's Pacific Standard Time. So this code will expire at that point in time. I always get people hitting me up like the next day, like, hey, didn't work, or I didn't make a decision, or like whatever. Please don't do that to me because it stresses me out. If you guys are really interested in learning how to create more income for yourself, please just go on there, check it out. If it aligns with you, it gives you all the details. If it aligns with you, then go ahead and use the code GLOWING. And I promise you, this marketing course will be the most in-depth Sunless course that you could possibly take ever. It's something that all of our trainers are a part of, and we've all put together our brains, our heads, our experience, our knowledge, and we were able to create this course for you. So it dives into science behind Sunless with Deepa Mekwana, who is the founder of AYU, as well as a cosmetic chemist. And it goes over a lot of the sales, marketing, and business strategies that we kind of touched the surface on today, but it goes in deeper, showing you the how-tos of becoming a really successful business owner. So I love that you guys are able to access this. I love that we were able to put our minds together and create this for you. So if you guys want to just get a photo of this really quick before I go to the last slide, I'm glad we're not over too much. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Go ahead and grab a photo of this if you guys would like. And then I am going to go ahead and make sure that we stay connected because I love you guys a long time and I want to stay connected with you guys. So if you guys are on Instagram, which I hope all of you guys are, you guys can follow me at Iam_Kelly_Ann. I am an open book. I am always on there. If you guys want to shoot me a DM, let me know how you guys liked this. If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys want to take a snapshot of this and tag me on your stories, I will repost it. I love to connect with you guys on a more personal level. So let me know how I can serve you, what you guys loved about this training and all of that good stuff. And if you guys want to join our free Facebook group, it's called Beauty Business Babes. And this is dedicated for any beauty business professional who is looking to level up in their mindset, marketing, Sunless skills, all of that good stuff. So you guys can snap a photo of this as well. Stephanie says, love the beauty business page. I'm so glad that you guys loved it. I love that you guys loved it. That makes me so, so happy because I know that I'm not doing this for nothing. I hope that was helpful. And I know I put so much information on here, but I hope that you guys were able to take a lot out of it. So let me see what you guys have said. Okay, let me see if I can find any questions on here. So many things. So also, if I don't get back to you guys right now, I will get back to you because I print out this entire group chat. Trying to find a better technique for vitiligo, where to find. That is actually part of the training. So if you guys want to, it's under the Perfecting the Art. It is a part of the training. So just let me know, Tatum. I think you are a student of ours. Let me know if you cannot find it. You can DM me and I can help you. Tara says, I agree. I ended up feeling used with my ambassadors, so I kind of shied away from it. Yeah, you know, and it could happen. It's just a matter of doing it right. Doing it right and finding the right people for sure. What is my favorite booking system? You know, and that's going to depend. If you're a solopreneur, I love Square. If you are in a place where you have like multiple things going on, so say for example you have like multiple employees, you have multiple services, you have multiple rooms, that sort of thing, I would highly recommend going to and checking out either Booker is what we use, and I think they're owned by Mindbody now. Sarah says, yes, I had to do the same. Prepay Hannah as one person. I like Square. When I have a bigger client base, I would like to switch to Vagaro. Love Square as well, Anna says. I use Square. Okay, cool. So everyone's on board with Square. I really like them too. Very easy to use, and it's a free booking system if you use them as your merchant services. Love that your wheels are turning. Kai says, I love Square. Cool. Game on, Blemishes. I love it. Very cool. Time, I need more time, and also an assistant. Yes, Janessa, you need an assistant. I see you, girl. You have a couple businesses. You are crazy. I love that you are just, I mean, I feel like I'm very similar to you, where we have like all of these creative like things going on and fun stuff, but I would not be able to keep my sanity if I didn't have the team that I do behind me. So I'm so, so, so grateful for that. Marketing myself and business and not giving a damn about judgment. Yes, Alex, I love that. It's so true. Lacking motivation. I feel like everyone is so afraid of COVID. At the first, spray tan was the last thing on people's mind. Yeah, and so again, Sarah, I invite you to ask, like, how do we transition that perspective? How do we change the perspective a little bit and say, this is an opportunity for people who have, obviously all of us have gone through COVID, and it's time to take care of ourselves. It's time to have some self-care routines and to feel better about being us, because we haven't felt like us in a very long time. I don't know about you guys, but I seriously have been in quarantine for like since March, and you know, it's been good. I'm looking at it from, you know, a really good perspective, but I could see how people struggled through this. And so if we can give them that glow, if we can provide a service where it feels really good for us and it feels really good for them, why wouldn't we position it that way? Like, it's time to take care of yourself, girl. So book with me. Here's the link. Make it super easy. You know, maybe add some free stuff in there to, like, you know, get them excited about something like the free contour, something like that. Aletha says, I took your masterclass, woo woo, and my business is already improving. I love that, Aletha. That makes me so happy. And I know you're a go-getter. You're a glow-getter. So like I always say, you know, you can take all the classes, but you have to take massive action. And I know that you're one of those people. So you're my ideal client. Let's just put it that way. You're my ideal client because I want to serve people who want to be served. I want to serve people who really want to take this seriously and like make change in their business. And it's really up to them to be able to do that. So I'm so glad that you found it beneficial. Need to make enough money to afford your masterclass one day. Yes, absolutely. Today has been eye-opening. Good. I'm so glad that you guys loved it. That makes me so happy. So I'll go ahead and answer any questions that you guys have if you guys want to go ahead and let me know. Thank you so much, Katrina. I'm glowing. It's probably the pregnancy glow for sure, and a little bit of the highlight. Illusion Spa says, I need more training to know I'm doing spray tan correct way. I took the online course with Norvell during COVID. Then I found you on IG. I changed from a nail salon to a spa and want to add more services. I need more information on spray tanning. So Illusion Spa, if you are brand new into the industry, I would say look into our beginner's course, and I'm happy to give you the same discount. So if you guys are beginners and you're like, you know, I don't know that I'm ready for the master's course, you can always get the beginner's course, and you can use glowing. It should work. If it doesn't, just message me and I'm able to help you. But I would start with the beginner's course if you're like brand new into the industry, or if you're not like very experienced. So if you only have like a couple of months under your belt, and then possibly, you know, once you get a little bit more familiar with the technique of it, then get into the master's course. But Illusion Spa, I can't really tell. So if you're still on here, let me know how far along you are in your journey. But if you have like some foundation as far as how to spray tan, I think the master's course would be better for you. Alyssa, you're so welcome. Karina, you're so welcome. Stephanie, yes. Sarah, you're welcome. Athena, Danon, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're already planning on taking the master's course. Yes. So cool. Alex says, I love the Facebook page. It's so helpful. Thank you for the workshop. You loved it. Good. Kai, you're so welcome. I appreciate you being here. Will there be access to a replay? I'll go ahead and send it over to you guys. Yes. Is contouring in the training? Michelle asks. Yes. So contouring is a part of this master's course, and you'll learn how to contour a male and a female. And there's actually like 3 different videos on it. So one's a full body female, one's a full body male, and then the other one's a live demo with Contessa Parsons. Glow Studio Utah says, so great. Do you have a video on who to choose what type of obsidian I want to start out with? I get confused. Okay, you want natural tan options and dark options. So that's a great question. First, I would say we only have 2 options because I wanted to eliminate all of the confusion because there are so many different types of solutions out there. So when it comes to creating a light to medium, more natural tan, I highly recommend the Obsidian Medium. It's just an 8-hour tan. You can do 1 coat for light and then 2 coats for medium. As far as the dark solution, this would be it. It's Obsidian Dark, and it has a black label, so you'll know that this is the one that is dark. And this one you can actually use as an 8-hour solution to create a medium or dark tan, and you can also use it as a rapid tan. So at Slay, honestly, we use this like 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And then some people want it to be more on the lighter side or like, you know, not so dark, then we would use Obsidian Medium. But this is our best seller by far. Like this sells out more than anything because it's so versatile. So you can create a medium or dark tan, use it as a rapid and 8-hour. So you're not buying all kinds of different solutions. You have one solution here for most of your tans. And then for those people who want to be light, you can, or like more natural, then you can get the Obsidian Medium. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you need clarification on that. Katrina says, how long is the class hours? Just trying to get an idea of how it would fit. So everything is done at your own pace, Katrina. So it's 100% online, 100% at your own pace. There's no expiration date. You get lifetime access to all of the modules, all of the videos, all of that stuff. So there's no rush, right? The class itself, I would say, is probably about, I don't know, we have a lot of stuff in there, which is good. But I would say like 10 hours, maybe more or less. And again, you can break it up. You don't have to do everything in one sitting. It's completely yours. I don't believe in people investing in my programs and not having access to it after a certain amount of time. That's not fair. You paid for the program, that is yours to keep. So I hope that helps. Janessa says, for e-commerce, what platform do you recommend? Shopify or something else? So I use WooCommerce. I use WooCommerce as a platform, but I've heard Shopify is the best. I have not used Shopify. I also know that I believe Contessa uses Wix for her shop, but it's something that I personally don't have experience with when it comes to Shopify. I have done Wix, which is super easy to use. And if you're not going to be like having a full-blown e-commerce site, like you're not going to be a distributor or anything like that, like you can probably honestly get away with using any of these and they're going to work fine. But I think it's when you start getting into the nitty-gritty of like, I'm going to be like full-time e-commerce and have a bunch of stuff, that you might want to look into Shopify, because I have heard that that is the best. So I hope that helps. Yes, Michelle, the contouring is in the training. So I hope that helps. Let me just message you really quick so you get that. Oops, now it just brought me all the way down. I use spraybooker.com. Downside of Booker is that they don't have the ability to take off tax for those who are tax-free. We never had taxes, Kaylee. We are tax-free as well when it comes to services. So I don't know, maybe it's just the retail products that you're talking about, but We did not have taxes on our services, and it did not charge them for taxes either. Hannah says, I would love some feedback on if you ladies prefer to market another brand of products or if private labeling is better. I think it depends on your goals, Hannah. My question to you would be private labeling. Are you doing it because you want your brand to be cohesive, like within your salon, or would you be private labeling so that way you can sell to other artists? That would be my question. And then we can kind of go from there. Tatum says, wishing I had bought a ticket for a one-on-one strategy session with you. Is that still an option? Tatum, and you just signed up for the masterclass. Awesome. Thank you so much. Tatum, just go ahead and email me and then I'll send you over an invoice. I think we have one seat left for the one-on-one. So just let me know and I'm happy to help you. Alita said, you're so sweet about saying that about me. You just made my day. Aw, it's so true though. It's so true. Is this recorded? It is. Alex says, how did you get around booking your first clients? I'm struggling with getting my name out there. So there's so many ways to go about this. And I would say if you're in a bigger city, focus online. Focus online and networking with people who are already established within your geographic location. If you're in a smaller city or town, still focus on those networking opportunities so you can get your name out there. But what I would do is really focus not so much on the online portion of it, just because like I still do that, but it's not as important as creating those connections in person. So whether that's networking, whether it's going to events, whether it's just telling your friends and family so they can repost on their social media, things like that. Because when you think about a big city like New York, people aren't necessarily like people are traveling through things like that. They're looking online. People are like fast paced, like wanting to like do their own research. Maybe they're on the subway, in the taxi or whatever. Like they're looking it up online versus just asking people so much. So I would say if you're in a bigger city, focus online more, but still, you know, network. And then if you are in a smaller city, definitely focus in on creating those relationships, letting people know in your local area that you're doing this, having them tell their friends, word of mouth, yada, 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 while still focusing a little bit on the online aspect of it. And for me personally, what has worked, because I started off in Corona, which is a smaller city, I was canvassing my ads, like little ads that I had on cards, and then also business cards on cars. So I'd go to cars and just like put them on cars. I would also go to different businesses and put them in the businesses. I would meet with like people through networking events. I would have my friends repost that lived in that same area that I was trying to start this at. I would just use social media over and over again. I put myself on Yelp, on Google My Business. I put myself all over online. And I even went as far as like doing like newspaper ads, magazine ads. That never worked for me. So I threw that out the window really quickly. But I was really able to gain a lot of momentum through Yelp, Google My Business, and also just asking people to share things and also canvassing on cars, believe it or not. But I like now with my where I'm at in business, like I would never canvas on cars. So I think that's something that, and also it's illegal in some places. So make sure like whatever your rules and regulations are for your city or county, you're abiding by those. And yeah, I hope that helps. That's a lot of stuff, but I seriously did it all. I was like crazy. I wanted to learn everything. So I was like online 24/7. Alluja says, thank you. I just started in August. I will take the online class with you. Yeah. So if you just started in August, then definitely like the beginner's course would probably be where I would say go if you're not really confident in your technique. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Is the master's course self-paced? Absolutely. It's 100% self-paced. It's totally up to you how you want to, how and when you want to do this. So you would enroll, you get instant access today, immediately, and then you can go over the material as often, as much as you want, when you want. There's no time limit. Alex says, Alyssa sprayed me with the dark and it looked amazing. Good. Sarah says, I tanned my last 3 or 4 clients in a row and they loved it. I love Obsidian Dark. Yes, Obsidian Dark is my favorite. It is my firstborn child. It's seriously, I can't believe how many people love it. Like I wasn't expecting, because it is a higher price solution, it is a luxury solution. I wasn't expecting the momentum that we got with it, but I'm so proud to be able to have this product because it sells more than the Obsidian Medium, and the Obsidian Medium is cheaper. And so what that tells me is that you guys are really valuing the quality, which is very important for me. And I love that, like seeing you guys step into that. So that's exciting. Kimberly says, switching to only Obsidian was the best thing I ever did. Oh, that makes me so happy. Tara says, I've been loyal to Norvell, but I'm switching to Obsidian after all my dark clients. Love it better and way better. Oh, that's awesome, Tara. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. Michelle says, yes, contouring is part of the training. Yes. Kylie says, for retail is what I was meaning. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back up to your question. I think I'm confused about how Obsidian works as a rapid and an 8-hour. Is it rapid tan for lighter tan and 8-hour for darker look? So I'll explain it. And if you guys use Obsidian, we're actually creating a free training for all of our spray tan class students and our Obsidian users. And it's basically to help you guys market and sell this better and to learn how to use it right. So this is the way that it works. Basically, what we want you guys to do is one saturated coat of Obsidian Dark if you want to create a rapid tan, and if you want to keep it on for the full 8 hours if you want to create a really dark tan. So one saturated coat is going to allow you to have the client shower at 2, 4, 6, or 8 hours. So 2 hours would be more of like a light to medium tan. 4 hours would be a medium tan. 6 hours and beyond would be dark, and 8 hours is like dark AF. So that's how it works as a rapid. If you wanted to create a medium tan at the 8-hour rinse off, you would just apply a lighter coat than you would normally. And so you can see the bronzer, how like I typically, what I do is I'll go halfway on the trigger. So I'm not applying so much solution onto the client. And you'll be able to see this immediately because you can see the bronzer, right? So it'll be a lighter application. Left on for 8 hours creates more of a medium tan. If you did one saturated coat, it's going to create a dark AF tan at 8 hours. So I hope that helps. In every single shipment, we have a little postcard. And in that postcard, it details exactly how to do this. Let me know if that makes sense, Glow Studio, Utah. Hannah says, for making my brand cohesive. I'd have to go up to see your conversation, and I will print this out and I'll get back to you guys of any questions that I missed. Is there a bit of content from the beginner's course, including the master's, as a refresh of technique and the basics of training? Yes. So there's a full step-by-step. If you want that, that's on there as well. So full step-by-step, and then there's also little like shorter videos that talk about how to spray tan larger clients, how to spray tan larger clients, how to spray tan underneath the boobs, the butt, how to spray tan hands, feet, face, how to contour. So there's a tiny bit, but not much. It's not overlapping. We just have like maybe one main video that's on there that is the same as the beginner. It's just to use as a refresher. Is the one-on-one with you? Is it Zoom? The one-on-one is with me, Illusion Spa. Yeah. So what one of the ladies was talking about. So if you guys are interested in doing like a one-on-one mentorship, just email me. My email is info@spraytanclass.com. I normally don't do one-on-ones, but I opened it up for this next couple of months. So my email is info@spraytanclass.com. Do you find Yelp reviews or Google reviews more powerful? In the beginning, Yelp, absolutely. 1000%. I have a love-hate relationship with Yelp. I had a really bad experience with them. I have, I think, over 400 5-star reviews, and only 150 of them are showing. And they're not fake reviews. They're not like we didn't do anything wrong, but they completely like, we had to start all over. It was the craziest thing. And I don't know exactly what happened. I never got like a straight on answer, but I would say don't put all of your eggs in one basket, because that's the mistake that I made. And I was only doing the Yelp for so long because it was working so freaking well. And then I realized like, oh shoot, Yelp just like totally messed us up, and we didn't have, like, we had our Google My Business, but we weren't focusing in on the reviews there. So we hadn't established like a really solid client base on Google yet. And so when that happened, I started focusing on getting more reviews on Facebook, getting more reviews on Google My Business. And now I would say that when I left prior to selling Slay Beauty Bar, we were getting it from both places. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, because that was like a very expensive mistake that I made. And actually, I want to do an episode on like some of the biggest mistakes I made through my entrepreneurial journey, because they weren't fun. And I don't want anyone else to go through them. And that was one of them. I actually forgot about that. So thank you for reminding me. Stephanie says, my very first job was handing out cards to businesses and on cars for a local tanning salon 12 years ago. It's an old school way of getting the name out there, but it worked. Yeah, I got my first wedding and made, I think, $600 off of that wedding, because they had trial tans, they got all the retail product, all of that stuff. Alex, you're so welcome. Sarah says, I think people find me through Yelp. But Google reviews are more powerful. They don't hide them. Yes. So good. Crystal says, best decision I ever made was bringing in Obsidian. My clients are loving it. Oh, I love that. Roseanne says Obsidian is so amazing. Glow Studio Utah says that helps. I can't wait to try it. Judah says, where can we see before and afters of Obsidian? Oh my gosh, there's so many on our not our website, I'm sorry, on our Instagram at Spray Tan Class. So you guys can go to Instagram, pull up Spray Tan Class, and you'll be able to see all of the Obsidian pictures. Like, that's all we post. Perfect. Terry, you're so welcome. Megan says, yes, can you please make a video of mistakes? I think that would be so it would be a podcast. It would be a podcast because the video would be kind of boring just to watch me like this, but the podcast is Beauty Business Babes if you guys want to check it out. And I would love to do a video like that, because or a podcast, I'm sorry, a podcast episode, because it's important to not show just like the highlight reel. I think that's extremely important. And I think one of the things that I love about myself and what I do for the beauty industry is that I'm so transparent with, and I even got too transparent a couple of years ago, and brought in my personal life and was like so open about, like a separation that I had and all of these things. And I didn't mind, and I still don't mind being transparent like that. But I think staying business focused and staying just truthful and authentic when things aren't going that great is incredibly important, because a lot of the times when I'm looking at other people's Instagrams or whatever, a lot of it's like, I'm so successful, like I'm creating 6-figure income in 2 months. And like, yes, I mean, I've had quite a bit of success in this industry and I am so proud of that. But at the same time, it's like, it costs a lot to get there. It costs investing in yourself, costs investing your time, your money, your energy, and you don't make the right decisions all the time. And you have to not be fearful of making those mistakes and learning and growing from them, because that's really where like the magic happens. Because like, I'm not going to make those mistakes anymore, or you're going to be more aware of the potential of making other mistakes as you grow as an entrepreneur. And that's so freaking important. And so I'm resilient. I'm so resilient when it comes to mistakes. I forgive myself and I'm like, you know what? We just got to make it better. We just got to make it better. So just finding out like what works, what's the best for you as a business person, as a business entrepreneur, and for yourself personally, because you don't want to do what everybody else is doing, because what everybody else is doing might not work for you. So I really hope that you guys find like true passion and love for whatever it is that you're doing. Don't copy anyone. Stay true to yourself. Be like as transparent and authentic to yourself as possible, and really try to figure out like what is going to work for you long term. What is your goal and how do I need to get there? And don't let anything stop you, because nobody that is successful is better off than you are. Like there's so many success stories that, were started off rough. And so remembering that no matter where you came from, you can always take this and create whatever you want with it. and ditch the excuses. Ditch any excuse that you have, because that's what's holding you back. So the podcast, I believe, is on Spotify. I'm not 100%, but it's called Beauty Business Babes if you guys want to check it out. And you are so welcome, you guys. Thank you for spending 2 hours and 13 minutes with me. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions at all, please reach out to me. You guys can reach me on Instagram at I am Kelly Ann, or you can email me. I'll put it right here, info@spraytanclass.com. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you.